Okay, so I had my wife join me again today. We're going to do a fun video. We're going to share with you one of our favorite cocktails, right? We make this a lot in our house. And it is one of the more classic cocktails of all time. It's called the Old Fashioned. It's a whiskey cocktail. And there are basically two different ways that we make it in our house. We make it kind of the scratch way, and so I'm going to make it the scratch way. And the scratch way, I would think, is where I'm going to use all of the different ingredients that normally go into an old fashioned, which typically it's going to be whiskey, bitters, and sugar. Okay. And then there are a lot of variations. Some people can work in fruit. Some people muddle orange slices and cherries and all kinds of stuff. Some people use 7-Up.
Interesting.
I know. Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah. Mojitos with 7-Up I had.
And you like those. Mm-hmm. So there are a lot of variations on the Old Fashioned, but these are kind of the two ways that we make them in our house. We make them the scratch way, and then we make them using Eli Mason, which is not a scratch way, but it uses all the same components, just kind of is a little bit easier. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to make it the scratch way first.
Oh, should we do it at the same time so you can see how quick I make it? No, I know you want to.
It's not a competition.
I know. Okay.
I like making scratch Old Fashions.
You like it. Yep, you like it.
I like doing this.
Yes.
I also love Eli Mason. Neither one of these is right or wrong.
Of course.
They're both delicious. They're just two different ways of getting to a cocktail that you're going to be able to enjoy.
Right.
And so some people really enjoy doing this kind of thing.
Yes.
And I'm one of those people.
Yes.
I enjoy.
And I want to honor and support that.
Oh, you're sweet. You're sweet. But I enjoy different bitters. I enjoy, some people will use simple syrup. I don't. I use our Demerara syrup. Mm-hmm. So this is pretty much the sweetener I use in any cocktail that we make at the house. But this is kind of what I figured out is my favorite combination of bitters to make an old fashioned. Okay?
Are you going to tell the people what
absolutely.
the bitters are?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not your
Let me get there.
Okay.
Let me get there. Okay. But I'm going to start with 1.5 ounces. I'm going to use, this is a cocktail jigger. If anybody doesn't know what a jigger is, it kind of measures, this is a 1 ounce, this is a 2 ounce, but then there are even lines. I don't think you can see them, but lines on the inside so you can see, or you can't see, but I'm looking at a 1/2 ounce, a 3/4 ounce line, so it kind of helps you easily measure, okay? So I'm going to do 1.5 ounces, which there's a line inside here to do that. So I'm going to pour that in. And then I'm going to do a 1/4 ounce of sweetener, okay? Remember, you have whiskey, sweetener, bitters. So I'm going to do a 1/4 ounce of Eli Mason Demerara. You can use simple syrup. I know people who use maple syrup. I know people who use honey. You can use different sweeteners. I like Demerara syrup. It's a more raw, less refined sugar. And so this is Eli Mason Demerara. If you want to check this out, you can go to Amazon.com/Eli Mason. It's only available on Amazon. All right. So we're going to put a 1/4 ounce of this in there. So I'm going to go just about half of the 1/2 line. So it's not a lot. And then let's see. Then we're going to add our bitters. Bitters are like the seasoning for a cocktail. So a little bit goes a long way. And so you have kind of some staples are Angostura bitters, Jerry Thomas bitters, Peychaud's. Fee Brothers makes a bunch of really good bitters. But now this is the combination that I have found that I really like, which is Jerry Thomas bitters. And so I do 2 to 3 dashes of that. Okay. And a dash is like,
just a dash.
Like that's
one.
And that went all over my hand. Look at that.
It did. Hey, we've got a little towel for you, huh? Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this. That's why I had this here. I thought we're going to spill something. And so I'll just do that right there. So that was 1 dash. Yeah. And then 2 dashes. All right. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 2 dashes of that. And then I use an orange bitters. And I do 1 dash of this. Okay? So just like that. Okay. And again, went all over my hand. It's so crazy. I can't operate bitters today.
Yeah, got a lot of moving parts over there.
So we're going to cover all that back up. Do you mind opening these while I stir?
I tried and I couldn't, so I don't want to embarrass myself. It's sealed.
Okay, I'm going to that's.
There you go.
I really had to.
There you go.
I really had to
see?
try.
Yeah, I tried to do that.
All right, so I'm going to take an ice cube here, and I'm going to put it right in here and try not to like
slosh it.
Yeah, I should have put the ice in first. I didn't.
I always do that. I put the ice in first.
I should have put it in
that
first.
way it starts cooling everything off right away because it goes around.
I should.
Ice. Yeah.
You're like a cocktail pro.
Kind of.
I'm going to stir this. You can make your old fashioned in a mixing glass and pour it over your ice. I like to make it in the glass. And a lot of people say you should make it in the glass, okay? So you put your ice in the glass. Now you've got your whiskey, you've got your sugar, and you've got your bitters. And then I want to just stir this around 20 seconds. Okay. You just want to give this a good stir, right? Yeah. And then here's what I like to do.
Yes, you like the...
I like to add in a Luxardo maraschino cherry.
Yeah. Which you buy where? Because they're not just... are they at the grocery store?
I've never found them in a grocery store.
So they're at the liquor store?
Yeah, I would go to any good, reputable bottle shop, wine and spirit shop should carry Luxardo, which in my opinion, this is the gold standard for cocktail cherries. I would drop a Luxardo in there.
Is there a special like la-di-da way to drop it?
No, I would just, and then I try to like,
you want to get that little bit of syrup that was kind of on the end.
Exactly right. And then I like to take, if you want to just take it up a notch.
Yeah, you like to take up notches. You do.
Up notches?
Yeah, you like taking things up notches.
That's true.
Kind of fancy.
It's elevated. Okay. All right. I'm going to take an orange and just peel a good strip of the peel.
Yes.
Okay, off of that.
Yeah.
And so it should be pretty easy, just like that, right? And we'll set that aside. And then, look.
You do something special because you like...
Look.
Yeah.
You just want to see all the liquid in there, like the oils?
I do.
If you take this and just kind of like pinch it.
Yeah. Does it
really up close? It's like a little spritz.
It does.
Yeah.
It spritzes too.
And then look, run it across the rim like that. Throw it in there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
All right.
Yeah.
So there it is.
Beautiful.
That's a really pretty drink.
Cocktail. Yeah. Somebody spent time making it beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to do my little swirl. Right. It's delicious.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's delicious.
It's delicious. And I'm not really an orange fan, but I taste it.
But every old fashioned I make you this way.
It has a little twist of that.
Has the orange bitters and should have, if we got an orange laying around, I strip a piece of orange peel, put it in the drink. Yeah. So that's the way I like. That's my go-to. You can play around. You can use different syrups. You might want to use a simple syrup. You may say, I want to use Angostura bitters, or I want to use Angostura orange, or a lot of different bitters out there. But this is my preferred.
So you're dialed in, tried and true.
It's the way I like to make it. Yeah. 2 to 3 dashes of Jerry Thomas bitters, 1 dash of Regan's orange, 1/4 ounce of Demerara syrup. I use Eli Mason, and then 1.5 ounces of bourbon. I try to stay in the 90 to 100 proof range. Okay. For an old fashioned.
Okay.
That's how I make a scratch old fashioned.
Well done. Good job.
I appreciate that.
Did you try?
I did try it.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now I'm going to make an old fashioned, right? So I've got my...
I'm interested to see how you do this.
So I've got my glass, right? And I start with my...
I think we're going to need more. I think we're going to need more.
I start with my ice there, all right? And then here's what I do. I go to the refrigerator and I pull out the Eli Mason bottle. Okay? And I call you usually to say, what whiskey can I get
am I allowed to use?
Right. Which one am I allowed to use? So,
empty that first one.
There are some that I can't use. So then I'll get my jigger. And then all I do is I go, let me check. Mix 2 parts whiskey, 1 part syrup. Stir over ice.
Now, I will say that's where we tell people to start.
And then you can,
But we have found that we generally like a 3-to-1 ratio.
A 3-to-1.
A 2-to-1 seems to be a little too sweet for our taste. So
3-to-1 to the whiskey.
Normally, that's right. So a 1.5 ounces of whiskey would be a 1/2 ounce of the sea.
So you would probably remind me of that.
I would remind you of that.
Or, I can still follow here. So I'm going to go... I'm going to go whiskey first. Okay. All right. And get that stuff cooled off.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. And so I'm going to finish my 2 ounces.
Whoa. Well, we were going to do 1.5 ounces.
No, it said 2-to-1.
Well, right. But I reminded you that we
2 whiskey to 1 syrup. Okay. You let Mrs. James rob this train. Okay. So then we're going to pour that in, kind of get that cooling off, because whiskey's hot to me. All right. So now I'm just going to pour my one out of my Eli bottle, and I'm going to pour that. I love watching it go around the ice. Okay.
We just talked about this. We're going to do 1.5 ounces to a half ounce.
I'm sorry. I needed to follow the directions. Okay. And then look, I'm doing me. And then I'm just going to stir it. I'm just going to stir it.
And do you want me to get you a Luxardo?
You know, I'm just going to try it like this.
You're just going to try it like that?
I'm just going to try it like this. I mean, you know, hey, this is directions. You know.
You do you, boo.
I'm doing me.
You do you.
So, hey, if you weren't at home to show me how to like dress this up,
yeah, you wouldn't go.
This is what I would do. I would go, okay, how do I do it? This is what I do.
So if you were just like, hey, I'm going to make myself an old fashioned, you wouldn't go for the Luxardo.
That's a great old fashioned.
Let me try it.
Great old fashioned.
Yeah, it is good. It's a little sweet for my taste.
A little sweet for your taste. That's okay.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
And so there you go.
Takeaway. Yeah. 2
different ways of making an old fashioned. We make both of these in our house frequently.
Yes.
Every now and then, I like to make it from scratch using all of these different things. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope,
I like using these things.
Yep. You enjoy that process.
And also,
I enjoy this simple little process.
Yep. And it's delicious and easy. And both of them are fantastic. You won't go wrong. We're going to put the recipes for both of them down here. If you want to check out Eli Mason, elimason.com. If you want to check out Kentucky Owl, KentuckyOwl.com. Luxardo, you can probably Google them, figure out where to pick those up. Jerry Thomas bitters, Regan's orange bitters. We're going to have all the information down below on these recommended recipes. And that's it for today. This is how we make old fashions in our house. Yeah, all right. Hey, are we going to cheers?
Yeah.
Cheers. Oh, that's a good way to end the video. Thank you guys for watching. Hit subscribe, hit like. If you want to see her on more videos, hit the thumbs up, okay? Thank you guys for watching. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.